Hey, Pastor Steve Waldron here. Going to talk about the 1901 ASV, the American Standard Version. Now you might say, what is the ASV of 1901 and why should I care about it? Well, first of all, there's still a lot of people that think that it is the best English translation that has ever been done. And for decades, from like the 20s through the 70s, it was probably the predominant translation in even fundamentalist and conservative seminaries through liberal seminaries. People just really liked the ASV of 1901. So where did it come from? Well, first of all, when the King James was being revised in England in 1871 through 1881, you had Westcott, Hort, Scrivener, all these other people, 12 people on this committee that were revising, and Westcott and Hort had started even years before revising the Greek New Testament for that. And so they came out with an English version of 1885. The New Testament came out in 1881, the whole Bible in 1885. And so they had an agreement with the U.S. that 14 years afterwards that the American version of this would come out. And so Philip Schaff of Schaff's History, the Schaff-Herzog Encyclopedia, he did a lot of good works, but he was real liberal in a lot of ways. But then sometimes he'd do amazing things from history and culture and Bible things, biblical culture. It's like, wow. So, got to eat the food, spit out the sticks kind of thing. He led a committee of 30 people to kind of Americanize the RV, or the English Revised Version, and it came out in 1901. Now, it was basically a total flop here in the United States of America, except in the upper echelons of Bible colleges, Bible students and stuff. But as far as the common people, as far as it being in the church pew, just wasn't happening. And so it carried along for a while, but it's had this vast influence on American Christianity because one of the more popular and considered to be one of the more conservative and accurate translations by many evangelicals and even some fundamentalists is the New American Standard Version, or New American Standard Bible. Think about New American Standard Version. It was from the ASV of 1901. Another very popular Bible translation, especially like in the Word of Faith movement, I've noticed, is the Amplified Version, which was based on the American Standard of 1901. The Living Bible was based on the American Standard of 1901. Even like the Revised Standard, I think they got the copyright when the copyright expired from the ASV of 1901. When it expired in like 1929, 1930, and examined ways how they could update it. And then you had a depression, then you had the World War come, and so it didn't really get going till 1946 and 1952 with the Complete Bible in 52. And the Revised Standard kind of came from that, even though they would have went more back to certain Greek and Hebrew sources. So it still plays a large role in American Christianity, and there's still, when I used to sell Bibles, and it seemed like a lot of times, like the Church of Christ, for some reason, they'd come in and they'd say, do you have an ASV of 1901? We always try to keep one or two in. Star Publishing, I don't even know if they're still around, would do that, still publish them. So occasionally, Thomas Nelson had come out with one. I remember Thomas Nelson did it for years, and it was a nice edition. And so I actually read it for quite some time, and because I was told it was so good, so conservative and all this, and then I was like, not so much, so I had to do my own research for that. So the ASV of 1901, it is just the Americanized version or revision of the Revised Version of 1885. It's based on the Westcott and Hort Greek text. Just let you know where it comes from. God bless you. Live for Jesus Christ. Amen.